BigXThePlug is a culture vulture.
There's an artist named BigXThePlug. You may or may not have heard of him, but he's from Dallas, Texas. He had an interview here recently with New York Times and Popcast where he talks about his journey, his breakout song, the largest, the biggest, the largest. I'm pretty sure you heard it. It got like a trap beat. He's rapping over the top of it. It was a song that went really, really viral. It got him embraced by artists as big as Beyonce and certain artists like Post Malone. Keep that in your tab for a second. This is an interview that came out 3 months ago, and the reason why we're covering it now is because it actually went super viral all over Twitter because somebody found this clip and posted it again. With that said though, he's talking about his experience. He's talking about like smoking a bunch of cigarettes, being around these dudes from Nashville, but then he says something that, boy, oh boy, just listen.
The response I got from the country lane, like all the artists, that was just like, I need it. I want to be on it. And I was like, whoa.
And you saw it.
So he's expressing being embraced by this country audience, showed him new opportunities, showed him new possibilities with collaboration. These are the moments that you're looking for, right? Hold your horses.
As a commercial opportunity or an artistic one or both?
Artistic.
Okay.
Because in my head, I was trying to, whatever I do, I want to be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like I'm not just a hip hop artist. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
I promise I'm not gonna be old man shaking my fist at the camera. I'm disappointed when I heard this. I'm just disappointed. One more time though. One more time.
You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like I'm not just a hip hop artist. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
If I could auto-tune some stuff up, I feel like I could be the best singer in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's not singing.
like whatever I do, I want to be the best at it. And so I want to be the best artist in the world. The only way I can do that is if I can show that I can do something other than rap.
And go out to the world.
Exactly.
Like it's like touring Europe.
What up, where's your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit notification bell, keep sending those cash apps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, are you buying that merch? Down below. So I'm not going to be in the slightest disrespectful. What I'm going to be to BigXThePlug, I'm just going to have this discussion because this needs to be had. As a hip hop head, at some point we got to start calling things what they are. We got to start calling things to the forefront and just be blunt as it is, because we're getting too many mixed signals, and we get too many people who can dip in this culture, cosplay in this culture, and then switch it up and change up and go run right out of the culture and say, goodbye, gang. I'm going to be something bigger and better than what you guys got going on over there. I for one, I'm tired of it. I saw Post Malone do it, and I was almost, I'm not going to say vilified, but to a degree, I was pretty much looked at as like, you're ancient, bro, because Post Malone is definitely a rapper. I was saying that from the very beginning. When Post Malone did that White Iverson and it caught on in the black community and everybody's walking around singing White Iverson, right? It's a cool record. And not too much longer after that, Post Malone started to show his love and appreciation for everything but hip-hop. Your biggest record, your first record, you're pretending to be this like white kind of rock jerseys and Jordans, this white kid that's cool, and you're talking about White Iverson. You're the White Iverson. I don't know no country guys singing about that, right? So end of the day, in the very beginning, as he started to flip-flop from hip-hop, and we seen it 100 times, right? We seen these different people come in, right? And now they're hip-hoppers. And then when it's time to get bigger and get larger, right? Be the biggest thus far, then they want to flip-flop, and now they just want to be artists. I don't want to be a hip-hop artist, as if something's wrong with that. I don't want to be a hip-hop artist. I want to be an artist, right? After you made your 6-7 million off your big hip-hop records, now you want to be a big hip-hop, you want to be a big artist and have features from Luke this guy and Jamie that guy and Post Malone, right? So what I want to say is this. A lot of people have been using the word culture vulture wrong. To me and to the people that understand what this shit really means, it don't mean you're white. Don't mean you're white. It don't mean you're Vlad. It don't mean you're Adam 22. Culture vulture means you're not about this culture, but you use it anyway. Right? That could be a black exec. That could be a black manager that don't care, don't play the shit. They listen to gospel all day, don't ever listen to hip hop, but they got a job in the hip hop space. Right? What I'm saying is this. If you jump into hip hop, and I'm telling you right now, this is not going to be no disrespect. There's nobody going to watch this video and say he's disrespecting him. I'm just being 100% real. Because I did a real, first of all, I realized I was already following him. I already looked at a couple of his videos. I already was checking for him. I liked what I heard. I'm just going to be honest. And I don't think he meant no harm by what he said. And he actually made a point. But I'm going to tell you why the point, what he's trying to say is, I don't want to box myself in. You can say I don't want to box myself in without downing hip-hop. It's two different things, gang. You can say, I want to grow and expand what I do. You don't got to say, I don't want to be a hip-hop artist. At that point, it implies that something's wrong with being a hip-hop artist. So I'm not disrespecting, I'm just keeping it 100% buck. What I learned about BigXThePlug, a great guy, but he wasn't a rapper. He was never into hip-hop. He was a football player. He played football, and for one reason or another, that didn't work out. And then I believe he went to prison, right? And he said he started trying to figure out how to keep himself from going crazy. He said he was in solitary confinement, and he was in there for 13 days until he just couldn't take it no more. And he said he yelled out, "What do you guys do to not go insane in here? I counted every brick. How do you stay sane in this place?" Right? So someone was like, read a book, do some poetry. He was like, I ain't doing none of that. What else you got? They said raps. He said, okay, I can start rap. I tell you this all the time. Everybody in this world can rap. Anybody, you looking at the camera, you can write a rap. It ain't some magical, tragical shit. Anybody can write a rap, especially if you're in this culture from day one, meaning not rap. I'm talking about black culture. If you're one of those people, right, you can rap without even thinking about it. It don't take you nothing to do it. Now, are you going to be good at it? No, you're going to have to take time and practice, hone your craft, hone your skill, and decide that you want to be better. You're going to have to do it. You're going to eat shit and sleep, rap all the time, or break that, whatever you want to do in this culture. DJing, you're going to have to do what they say. You got to do 10,000 hours to do anything good. Anything you want to be good at, you got to do it for 10,000 hours. That's what they say, right? So, end of the day, he picked up rapping while he was in prison, according to him. This is according to BigXThePlug. And like I said, I'm not going to disrespect the guy. I'm just going to tell the story. So he said he started rapping in prison. All the raps he wrote, he said he had, 30 books of raps. So I don't know what he said, something. End of the day, he said when he got out of prison, he threw them all in the trash. Threw all the raps in the trash. So what I'm saying is this. It's a great story, but this is not a story of a guy in the hip-hop space. This is not a guy who reveres rapping in his heart. So, of course, like a Post Malone, he's going to get in with that image. Now, it was all good when you put the chains on, you got no shirt. That's the culture. You look like part of the culture. You're rapping about strip clubs and strippers in the video. You look like you're part of the culture, right? And for a time, it was good. Big records, Beyonce jamming to the records, this, that, and the third. It all sounds like hip-hop, sounds like rap, sounds like what we want to hear. What happens in this space, gang, with our people, especially the ones that aspire for more, and they didn't really become rappers because they really love rap. They became rappers on accident. They stumbled into it. Where they're going to start thinking, it's more money out there, especially when all these, let's just keep it a buck. A lot of these white country stars started coming to him, approaching him. He said he got mad love for a rap. I think he made a song that had a country feel to it, right? So then a lot of country guys who seen it as an opportunity, they're trying to stay relevant and cool. Everyone can see from a mile away for the last 5 years, black country stars are black country singers and black country rappers are starting to make really big leeway in the music business. They're becoming cool, which is why some of these people are very resistant to it. But at the end of the day, you can't stop progress. So everybody not going to be this racist, boot-wearing country guy that just resistant to anything new. A lot of people, old people start dying, gang. Younger people start taking over. And what's younger people, they're open to it. So they start to gravitate toward it. So now you got black country singers are being accepted now where they were really getting pushed out. They weren't getting no burn. I'm just going to be honest. It was to the point where we were like, are there any black country singers in this motherfucker? So it got to a point now, there's a lot of them now. They're making headway, and Beyonce helped to edge that out even better. Right? So with that being said, a lot of those white guys started to be like, there's a wave of coming, right? So now we need to start kind of low-key jumping on that wave. You saw what they did to Lil Nas X. They didn't want to get the guy a nomination, let alone a goddamn award. They didn't even want to acknowledge it was country. Right? Am I bugging out? Who was it? My guy, Billy Ray Cyrus was like, hell with that. I'll jump on the remix with him. I like that fella. Jumped on the remix, made it even bigger. Pissed off a lot of his fans. They say, we'll never be your fan again. End of the day, since he's came in, things have gotten better for the black artists in the country space. So you can make a lot of money because not only that, country's getting bigger again. Country's getting bigger than ever right now. You can make more money in country right now than you can with hip-hop. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of these country guys, they shitting on these charts. They killing these charts, right? So what we're looking at now is, okay, I'm going to make some money if I go over here and do this country with these other people, right? Not saying it's right or wrong or indifferent. I'm not judging him in any kind of way. I'm just telling you the facts. A lot of people get money, they want more, right? He got 40 million views, he want 50. And he realized that fan base over there is much broader. First of all, we are the minorities in this country. So it's only but so many of us. I mean, rap is a big genre, all races gonna listen to it. But if you're gonna try to have a career off being this big black fat ghetto rapper, it's only gonna go but so far. He's right. He's right. It's only gonna go but so far. You're gonna be regurgitating the same shit over and over. He is right, 100% right. But that's the style of rap he chose to do. Okay? It's so many forms of rap, but they don't make the money he's looking to make. You can't be BigXThePlug if you're sitting here rapping about the stars, moons, and quasars, right? So at the end of the day, he chose to rap about what he's rapping about, which in scope is kind of limited. Let's just be honest. You can't tell too many stories with that. You can't tell too many. You can't talk too political. You can't get too black. It is what it is. So this stuff is limited, right? Like that podcast a couple of days ago. Well, I don't want no messages. Hell with that, right? So end of the day, his brand of rap, it ain't gonna be a lot of messages. It ain't gonna be a lot of like we doing bars. It's not a lot of that. He knows that. So what's the next level? Change it. Change my demographic. The first way to do that is start to denounce the shit you're doing. I don't want to just be a hip-hop artist. I want to be an artist. You say shit like that. So now you're putting down the whole genre that you use to become rich and famous, to get the eye of these people to say, I want to work with that fella. If you would have came up with the country thing first, wouldn't have never heard of you. Wouldn't have never blew up. Just gonna be honest. So people use hip-hop to become cool because hip-hop is the coolest. It is still the biggest genre, regardless of what they want to make you believe. They want to make it like hip-hop's falling off the top 40. It's still the biggest genre, still make the most money. You can say whatever you want to say. It's still the biggest one. It's still the quickest, fast. You can get cool in it real quick. So end of the day, yes, hip-hop may not be in the top 40 right now, but hip-hop still it does the big-ass units, and your rise to fame is much quicker than that. So him and Post Malone and whoever else, right? But you really can't mix rap like historically. You can't be both. You can't be this ghetto rapper that's doing this strip club music and be this really cool avant-garde country singer. You got to pick one, right? Now, Post Malone is afforded. He never came back to the rap and stuff, but he's afforded to be jump in and out, like he's Moby or something. He can jump and do this and do that and never get criticized. He can go out here looking like a straight up fiend, and it doesn't matter because he's made his name in his space as I can do whatever I want. That's what this guy was trying to do. BigXThePlug is trying to be, I can come out here looking like a heroin addict. Doesn't matter because I'm an artist, right? We see Jellyroll and all these different people. They are considered artists. He wants to get put into that lane. But the problem with it is that he probably didn't know this because everybody isn't media trained. Or they don't care. Because hip hop, you can just shit on hip hop and move on with your life. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? What he did was he kind of belittled the hip hop genre to these two white interviewers at the podcast, right? Because you can't walk in there with your chest like I'm a rapper, I'm a hip hop. They don't respect that, gang. Okay? You need to understand the undertones of what's going on. They don't respect it. They know it makes money, but they think it's dumb music. I'm just going to be honest. They only interviewed him because he started doing the country sound and started to get some traction with that. Okay? Let me just keep it a buck. So in my opinion, right? So what I'm saying is, as you start to get bigger, you got to kind of separate yourself, not with just your words and with your actions. And you're like, I'm making a whole country album and I got this guy, that guy, all these people from the country world. He is effectively shifting his whole brand into a different market. But it starts with telling people from day one, I'm not a hip hopper. I'm an artiste. Lest you think I wasn't. Do you write your raps? No, he don't even write his rap. The biggest song you got was written by somebody else. Can you sing? No, if I can use all the time. So how are you an artist again? Right? How are you an artist? Like, what I'm saying is when I say someone's a culture vulture, if you don't really love hip hop and you're not comfortable being called a rapper or a hip hop artist, but you do that to make money and now you're shifting your way out of it so you can make more money and not look back, you just use the culture, that's a vulture. I'm just going to be honest. I'm very passionate about this hip hop shit, gang. I'm very, very passionate. I got to think this shit, it saved my life. I grew up on it. I know what it was from day one. I didn't just use it to get a come up and then step up and go to be a rock star after that. I have very little respect for people who do. Now, I understand you get your money, right? But to me, you're selling out the culture. When you say, I don't want to just be a hip hop artist, you don't got to say that. You don't got to say it. We had a problem when Jay-Z was talking about, I'm not a rapper, right? We had a problem. Now, Jay-Z calmed down off that and started just being a rapper. But we had a problem when he said that shit. We had a problem, right? So, we're protective of this craft, because this shit is not just for getting a quick buck and then moving on. It's not that. Oh, I started rapping and then I got a TV show. I'm on a comedy now. Fuck rap, right? No, that's not how this works. We don't respect that. You're gonna be in it or you're not. And when we see it, what happened? This is how we got where we are with Drake and these other people. This is how these people got into this space, because we make a lot of exceptions for a lot of shit. And we don't call it out for what it is. Some of these people come into the space, they get ghostwriters and this, not the third. They get really hot producers and this, not. They're not building shit from the bottom. They're coming in. They already got a good life. Like Drake was already in a good life. He came in to rap anyway. Not saying you can't do that, but what I'm saying is, end of the day, you gotta want to do this shit, and you gotta want to stick with it. And when you see a guy saying, I don't want to just be a hip hop artist, that means you don't respect hip hop culture. I'm just going to be honest. And so for me, looking at the whole big picture, it looks like BigXThePlug is moving on to his next phase of his life. He just did it wrong, in my opinion, by disrespecting hip hop. You could have made all the country music you want. You could go make opera music. You can go do whatever you want the rest of your life. It doesn't matter. Just don't put us down. Don't put down hip hop. And to me, you're belittling when you say, I don't want to just be a hip hop artist. That right there insinuates that hip hop artist is not good enough. That makes it seem like, well, I just did it for a little bit, but I'm really much more than that. Well, hip hop uses all genres of music, gang. I don't know if you know, from the day one, from the very inception of hip hop, that thing was using so many different genres. Almost anything that you could put on a record, hip hop used it. Jazz, funk, everything. Classical. It all goes in there. Merengue, everything. It all goes into hip hop. All of it. So it ain't that hip hop is just one. Hip hop is a combination of all that shit. Ironically, BigXThePlug, biggest record, uses a sample from Poor Righteous Teachers, right? Rock This Funky Joint, one of the most classic hip-hop records in history. That's the record that made him famous. You use the hip-hop sample from a very famous hip-hop group, which they sampled it, right? But at the end of the day, that sample so dope, is so culturally accepted, that's what made people listen to your song. It's wild to me what these people don't know and don't care. I'm going to leave it at that, man. Listen, when you say, I want to be more than a hip-hop artist, to us, it's a dog whistle. It's saying hip-hop is not a good enough art form to do that for the rest of my life. And we don't want to hear that shit. And we damn sure don't want to hear you tell some white podcast that hip-hop is not a good enough genre for you to live the rest of your life doing. Nobody's going to do hip-hop the rest of their life. You're going to do a lot of shit. You're going to come back to rap. You're going to go out. You're going to sell items. You're going to sell alcohol. You're going to open a restaurant. You're going to probably brew your own beer. You're going to do all kind of shit. Then you're going to come back and still be a hip-hop head. Don't make it like this shit some shit you got to step out of and do better. It's bullshit. This was your vehicle to get where you are. This is why people even know who you are. It's hip-hop. So to say I don't want to just be that, it's disrespectful. It's a slap in the face. Listen, man, I'm out of here, man. CLBMG. Head on over to black-yeti.com. No disrespect to BigXThePlug, man. It is what it is, right? This not disrespectful. This is just calling it like I see it. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Also, every Wednesday night, we go live on the What Show, me, TJ, and Fliz. We probably will discuss this, gang. I'm just going to be honest. 9:15 on all 8 of my social media platforms. Also, are you buying that merch down below? Tap in, man. I'm out of here. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end. And then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.